put those people in programs to get them trained in certain areas so they can get a job to no longer need this, so that people don't end up living off of this permanently.
I almost wonder if some form, because you remember Mr. Olson, our science teacher? He was he was against public education. He's like, hopefully in 20 years public schools will go away, which the social factor of it is a little disappointing. You know, I made a lot of friends in public school.
Well, I don't think public school means no school.
No, you're right. Obviously, you would
make friends.
No, this is what I'm saying is that I still support the elimination of kind of a general public education, because a lot of it is teaching you theoretical maths that you will probably not get a career in.
See, I think general public education is a great thing. I just think it's done horribly. I think we're teaching people the wrong things.
The society that you're trying to press me to create here, I think that public education could work in the sense that you teach sustainability. You tell them how to take care of yourself. You basically tell them how to participate in the society, and then you make colleges, you make career schools for these places that have these incentives, because university is already privately funded, and you can say what you want about, by the way, something else I do, scholarships that incentivizes high tuition. It does. I mean, if people... Because here's the thing. This is what people always seem to neglect, is that you think that you're forced to go to these things. You think that they can charge you as high as you want, and you're going to have to pay it, and that some people that aren't going to go there are going to starve and die because they can't get...
I don't remember the reason. I heard this on a podcast, and I will... If I can find it, I'll link it in the description of this, because this was a very... very interesting thing to hear, was that government subsidies are directly responsible for high tuitions. And if the government had never stepped in, colleges wouldn't be like this. And I may be wording that wrong, and I may have misunderstood that.
I think
but it was something like that, where government intervention in colleges was the reason that they ended up getting jacked so
because
much.
It's literally, it's like, oh, cool, well, the government's just going to pay for it. And, as people say, well, I want free college or whatever and things like that. I want the government. Well, the government already does fund it, because they basically give you the money to go there.
I would love this. What I think would be outstanding. I don't know how we would put this in place, but if there was a way to, I act like this is some crazy thing. I think this could be done if taxes went towards colleges. It went towards people's educations, so that college was free. I'm saying this like it's some crazy idea. Bernie proposed college as being free. I think that could really be done if we could cut college tuitions down. If we could get colleges to, I think colleges waste money in a lot of areas. A lot of events that colleges put on and whatnot. I don't want to say that events are a waste. People need to have fun, but I think a lot of college spending could be reallocated, possibly.
Yeah.
If we could find a way to make college actually free using taxes, if we could make education cheaper and then put tax money towards it, imagine how much better society would be if every person had a college degree, if they had gone to a good public school, that they had a good base education, and then every single person could pick something they want to study and do it for free, how much better our society would be.
Okay, well, if we look at this, obviously it's a logistical nightmare, but what I was going to say about colleges is, if you're already paying, let's say it's tax funded, you're still forcing them, and some people might not, if there's a trade school or something like that, now if you're going to say career education is free and everything like that, I don't see, because the colleges offer a lot of programs that aren't necessary. And if you want to, and they're not just for people who want a job. Well, I mean, if you look at literary tools, writing, things like that, obviously you use that for a career. But just terms of I don't know. I guess most classes can technically be used as a career, but there are some classes that are just kind of fluff, memology, gender studies.
I think no matter what you're studying, having gen ed classes, if you have, you pick 10 classes that you just want to study, that's where a lot of those fluff classes come in, because it's what if I just want to learn it? Just for the sake of learning it?
This is the thing.
Or if I want to use something I learned in that to have a unique perspective on the rest of my career, possibly.
So what I'm thinking along those lines is I don't see tax funded colleges being able to do all that. What I do see is, if you have the sustainability option, right, you remove the scholarships, college tuitions are definitely going to go down. They can't afford to, and obviously this is going to reduce certain, flashy aspects of the college. They're not going to have the money to pay for some of the more quality of life things, but they're not going to if they're completely government funded. There's going to be budgets. and there's going to be restrictions. So if it would have to be the college, they would have to have something that other colleges didn't. Maybe if it's not budget, it's something else. It's maybe offering skill set, expertise in certain careers. So then you would go to those. No scholarships means that they're probably not going to be able to do sky high tuition, and so they're going to be like, okay, we'll make it reasonable for you to enter. And so people are going to do that. And while they're there, you take a certain amount of classes per tuition, and those classes can also allow for, if the college is well funded, more classes to better yourself as a person instead of just allowing yourself to be necessary for society to function.
Yeah, I think a lot of the bettering yourself as a person classes, that's what we need to be teaching people in our general education, in our public schools.
Or making premium subscriptions.
Oh no. I think our basic education, our elementary, middle, high school, they should be exposing us to these things like sciences and math. They should be letting us dip our toes in everything. Yeah. But I think what they really need to be teaching us is how to be a functioning person in society, how to be a open-minded person, how to think about things critically. That's what we need to think.
So
what were the two things? I think I said before. I'd still agree. I think philosophy and psychology are two things that people need to be learning in schools because they teach you how to think. Philosophy teaches you how to think about any issue in the entire world critically, and psychology teaches you how to deal with people. If those aren't the two most important things to understand in this world, how to critically think and how to deal with people, I don't know what else is, because with those two skills, you can go out and learn anything.
Yeah,
because you understand people, you understand how to learn people, you understand how to analyze people and how to get the most out of your experiences watching those who understand things you're trying to learn, and you know how to critically think, so you know how to piece things together faster than others. That's why I think those two things really help people learn. That's one of the main reasons that I wanted to study philosophy, was not only do I love it, I love philosophy, but once you know how to think critically, anything else you want to learn in this world is just easier because you know how to connect dots faster than anyone else.
Yeah, I almost wonder if some of those skills could be self-taught. Like, to what extent does it better yourself more than I could better myself on my own?
Rephrase that. I didn't quite follow.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. So let's say, philosophy kind of teaches you how to think, which, if it's going to be included in general education, this kind of implies that most people don't, which I would tend to agree.
Like a critical I don't know if you, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, it's really quick. If you have a chance to take a critical thinking class, take it, bro. It just helps you, because there's so many times in the world that I've been like, oh, that's a critical thinking fallacy right there. This person's argument just fell apart, and most people wouldn't realize that their argument fell apart. But keep going.
I suppose you train people to start, hone in their pattern recognition. It's a literal defining trait as human beings.
And it teaches you how to be open-minded and how not to fall into set ideologies. But okay. So we're fixing society. Let's go.
So general education. So I would say let's take out some of the more theoretical stuff, because you should be able to learn that, like chemistry. What the hell did I need that for?
Yeah, I think
oxygen is made of O2. Cool.
Right. I think it's cool, like I said, to be able to dip your toes in that. But there's no reason why you should have to take an entire semester worth of it if you know.
I feel like there's no reason for me to take chemistry, biology. I think physics, though. I think that could be an interesting class. Torn down to its basic. Let's exclude quantum physics. Let's exclude quantum physics. That's one weird tongue twister. Let's exclude quantum physics. And let's take out some of the more theoretical sciences.
Because I think exposing people to something like quantum physics makes them realize how crazy this universe we live in actually is. I think that's important.
I think the curriculum should be flexible.
People's minds should be blown.
No, I agree.
In quantum physics, if that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know.
I'm not going to say that these things should be completely off limits. So obviously, curriculum should be flexible.
Mm-hmm.
So if a science teacher like Mr. Olson wants to, if he wants to talk about theoretical physics and be like, all right, first rule of understanding this, you don't understand it,
Yeah.
Holy
No, physics. Mr. Olson's physics class is That's
I wish
one
I
of
did
the
better. I
that's
feel
one
so
of the
disappointed
top
in
classes that I remember from school is
Yeah.
because that class just opens your mind so much to the possibilities of what's capable in
Yeah.
this world we live in. Like the time being relative, and when like really understanding the fact that when you're moving fast you actually just age slower than someone who's standing still. That is the kind of thing we need people to be thinking about, stuff like that.
And so honestly, that's like I get the general concepts. It was the specifics that always I couldn't do in that
Things
class.
like buoyancy, bro. That jump blew my mind. That jump blew my mind.
The battleship
not in a
game
good way either.
yeah.
I didn't get it.
the kinematics and the
Yeah.
battleship games were just not for me.
Battleship was fun.
Yeah, it wasn't as fun for me. I don't know why. I couldn't pay attention in class. And what was the weird gang sign that he did? You remember
I don't remember that. No.
So it was like the pattern of like electrons around a current, and like when he was like doing all the basically
I don't
showing.
remember that.
Well, he was demonstrating it with gang signs, and there was one where basically you wrap your 3 fingers around your pointer finger.
What?
Yeah, it was impossible. But it was kind of funny to see some humor go into a lot of these things, and I kind of liked it when he got philosophical.
Yeah.